Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Dear Evan Hansen, the generation-defining Broadway phenomenon is now a highly anticipated new motion picture that will open in theaters on September 24th. And I caught up with some of the cast and creatives, including Tony, Emmy, and Grammy Award winner Ben Platt, Academy Award winner Julianne Moore, and the film's director, Stephen Chbosky. So enjoy meeting the company of Dear Evan Hansen. What made this so special for you, and why did you want to direct it?
I saw the show. I loved the show, and what I loved most about the show, I mean, the songs are great. We all know how surprising it was. Like I went in. I didn't know the story. I went in and I thought, oh, this will be some like sweet, earnest thing about a kid, and then man, does that take a couple of left turns, doesn't it? So what made it so special was not only was I able to work with these three brilliant young writers, and now we added a fourth with Amanda with that lovely new song. Um, but also just to explore these themes. They mean a lot to me. I've dealt with it in other things that I've done. Whether it's mental health or any number of things, anxiety, depression, etc. But also, I love the music, and I got to help Ben Platt. Right? And by the way, I'd never seen him do it on stage. Never. This was a thing of legend, and so I also felt like that was very exciting for both of us because I wasn't holding this. I'm sure you saw him many times. I
Yeah.
didn't. So to me, it was, look, I'm not trying to have you recreate anything. I'm here. I'm a blank slate. Let me help you in any way that I can. But mostly, I just sat there like this, like, with my mouth agape, going, "How the hell is he doing this? It's remarkable."
Well, let's talk about, I mean, I know you lived in this world, of the kind of books you've written and films you've done. What unlocked Dear Evan Hansen the way you wanted to film it visually? Because the second this film starts, we're all on your journey with this. What a beautiful job you've done with this.
Thank you. Look, I love movie musicals, right?
Yeah.
I've always, I don't ask me why a kid from Pittsburgh was just like obsessed with it. Although Gene Kelly was from Pittsburgh, he's somewhat more talented than I am. Anyway, I love them. I love Cabaret is one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, West Side Story, up and down the line. I love it. Like I loved Hairspray, Adam Shankman, incredible. So I came in as a fan not only of Dear Evan Hansen but of this genre, and I just thought what I was excited about was, can you make what I call a musical with a little M? You know what I mean? It's not this big flashy thing. It can't be. It's dining rooms, for God's sakes. It's like a bedroom. You're not trying to recreate this thing. It's like, no, there's a great phrase of like, let love mix in everywhere out of a little room. To me, that's what Only Us was. So you just find the right feeling and you just very delicately do it. Like the writers and the performers, they're providing the lightning. I'll give you the bottle, and that was it. I wanted to try to be as matter of fact as possible with the music to make it just an extension of the dialogue. That was very exciting to me because usually movie musicals don't do that. They like announce themselves, and I thought, what if you don't? What if you just did it? And it was really exciting and it worked really well. I thought I was like, this is a new way of doing it, and I was excited.
All right, let's talk about collaborating with Stephen Levinson, Ben Chbosky, and Justin Paul. I mean, three brilliant writers. I mean, being in the room with them, I mean, there's so much energy with those three. And what I
Yes.
love about, the show is wonderful. I just love how it's been updated, for now, for, a 2022 audience or whatever. I think it's really, really smart. What was it like collaborating with them and being in the room with them?
Oh, I loved it. It was great. It's also because they're younger than I am,
Yeah.
and I also know, and they were very very generous to me. They've said how the person being a wallflower was an influence on them and the show, and so I don't know. I kind of felt like an older brother in a way. Like it was really like jumping on a moving train because Mark Platt and Adam Siegel, even though they weren't part of they weren't a official part of the show, they were part of it. And so it was like I had these five people that knew it for years and years and years, and I was like the hobo jumping on the train, like throwing in my bag and going like, hey, I'm here too now. And so it was great. I loved being able to ask questions about things. We had these discussions to say, and even if I said, hey guys, if I give a note like, I really wish, I kept thinking about, is Evan going to pretend that he's Connor's friend at his 10th year high school reunion? can he confess? Because I don't want him to lie. I don't want him to have to carry that in his mind. And them being open to these like ideas and all that stuff. It was great. I mean, they're so talented, and you know, and very inspiring to me. So I don't know, they accepted me right away, and I was always very grateful because look, I have a rule because I revere authors, whether it's R.J. Palacio with Wonder or now the three guys, is like if the author doesn't want me, I don't want to do it. Because they created it, it's theirs, and I'm here to simply be kind of part of the solution and help.
Okay, for the Broadway World fans cannot wait to see this movie, as everybody can't wait around the world. What were the big changes that were made towards the end of the film?
Really, it's like there's one thing I don't want to give away at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, what's great is what a film allows you to do that is very hard to do on stage. I actually don't even the brilliant Michael I don't know how you would do it, is to show Evan more on a quest to know Connor. And you can do that in these little montagey ways. His confession and using social media in a way, I mean, what they did on stage was, I mean, the design was fantastic. This was able to get a little bit more specific. It's not like this wall of screens. It's just, no, it's a close-up on a phone. So it was really, at the end of the day, it's the close-up. You know, isn't it? Like if you're looking at the thing, and people that know the show, if you're looking over here, you don't see Larry crying during You Will Be Found. You miss it. I've seen the show many times. I was like the third time I went, oh wow, that's an amazing moment, and I missed it because I'm looking over here. And so I was so excited to let movies and just the power of the camera just go, no, here he is right here. And here's the moment between Larry and Cynthia. Oh, and here's what Zoe's really feeling in this moment. And then we were able to expand with the car and all this other stuff, just opening it up, but always keeping it true to what it is.
Yeah, brilliant. Like I said, I watched it twice already. I mean, I just sit there and I just, you know, and I love
Thank you.
But I love the film too. Finally, would you like to come to Broadway and work on Broadway as a director?
I would love it. And as an author, I would love it. Nothing more. I tried one live action musical years ago, and as a book writer, but I was like really a kid then, and now as like a grown up, I would love to try. I just it's the best. Like it's when I come to New York, whenever I come to the city, that's my number one destination is Broadway always.
Because there's nothing like live theater, and it's just so nice that you were able to take this musical and transfer it to the screen, because it doesn't always work. This works so brilliantly.
Thank you. I will say also for your fans,
yeah,
is one of the big rules. It was live singing, like For Forever. That's him in a dining room. Words Fail. That's him in a forest or again in a dining room. So like, just wait, and it's all of them. It's really exciting.
Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why.
Have you been doing those letters to yourself with Dr. Sherman?
I've been trying to. Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
No one signed your cast. Now we can both pretend we're friends.
I'm sorry about my brother.
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? I wish everything was different. Wish I was part of something. I wish that anything I said mattered. Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that's mine. I'll just take it. Wait, I need that back. Like you could fall, and no one would hear. Connor took a letter from me, and it was an assignment from my therapist.
Ew.
Even when the dark comes crashing through.
Connor's mother and stepfather are here to see you.
When you need a friend to carry you.
Connor wanted you to have this.
And when you're broken on the ground.
Dear Evan Hansen, he wrote it to you.
His last words, Connor took his own life.
Hey, what? I'm sorry, Connor didn't write this.
No, please. It says,
You will be found.
We didn't think Connor had any friends.
I mean, you really gonna tell these people that the only thing they have left of their son is a letter that you wrote to yourself?
so, you and Connor, tell us something, please.
Right. I started talking and you couldn't stop. They didn't want me to stop.
I'm putting together a memorial service. If you wanted to do something.
Connor showed me that I wasn't alone. Nobody is. So Let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
I didn't know that you were hurting.
'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
A lot of people feel like us.
you can reach out your hand.
People started sharing it. It's everywhere.
I don't understand what happened.
You did.
You don't know how much you've given my family and me. Were you ever actually friends with him?
I never meant to make it such a mess. I was trying to help. If you knew who I am, just how broken I am.
I already know you.